Hello, this is Tytus's Lolo or Grandpa Daniel Chris Docto. I wanted to share my last experiences with Tytus, and the Sunday before he left us, I got to spend all day with Tytus and Toby. We went to AFC Church, and then we went to have lunch together, and then we went walking around the outlet malls. So that sermon that morning by Pastor Eric was really moving. He had experienced a lot of death around him personally. And there was a lot of just death, people dying around him. And so the Lord had him speak a message about where's God? And that's a universal question. People have been talking about and answering that for a long time, and it really touched my heart. And I knew Tytus was really listening to that too. And at the end of that sermon, a lot of people were really praying and being moved by the Spirit. And I shared Isaiah 43, which goes something like, this is what the Lord your Creator says, the one who formed you in the womb. He says three things. He says, do not fear, no fear. Number 2, he says, I have redeemed you. I've saved you from sin, death, and hell. Then number 3 is, I called you by name. God is very personal. I called you by name. You are mine. That's a real famous verse in the Jewish, Israel, Hebrew community. And so after lunch, usually after church, we always ask 3 questions. Was, what did you hear? What did you understand? What didn't you understand? And then what did you hear God say? And then we usually try to pray for each other. And I was talking to Toby, and then I asked Toby if he heard me say Isaiah 43, and he was like, oh, I really didn't. Then Tytus stepped up and told me all 3 of those things like he was reading them from my paper. And I was like, wow, you really heard God and me say those things. I was pretty impressed. And then a little bit time after that, I remember Tytus saying, Lolo, what about people's morals? What really people think on their morals? And I go, are you talking about, relative morality? And he goes, yeah, I've heard that word. And I go, yeah, a lot of people talk about it because, a lot of people have their own individual thoughts and feelings, and it's good to talk about those things. And he's going, yeah, well, what is really the bottom line morals? And I go, that stuff's good for me. But you can run into people whose morals say it's okay to murder you, whose morals say it's okay to rape and molest young women. And then you got to go, wow, yeah, is there absolute morals? And I told him that's why I thank God for America and many other nations that are based on the 10 Commandments. Because if we simply lived by the 10 Commandments, we would live safe and protective and happy lives. And so I saw him really thinking about it, and then we had to go somewhere, and kind of the conversation stopped. But that was some of the things that I'm dwelling on now. And it's like, man, I pray that we would have had more time, or he would have pressed through, because he is real aggressive when he communicates. And I was like, why didn't he, aggressively communicate more about whatever he was thinking? Because he wasn't fully telling me everything. And again, I'm learning myself that communication is such an awesome key, because in America, we think we know it all, but we might, but we don't know it all. And in our pride and stuff, sometimes we don't communicate, and then people get hurt. And oh man, I think that's one of the big things that we've learned through this time is open communication and being open and honest and finding loving people or open up to the loving people that are around you. For some reason, that's not happening, even in my own life. So I just wanted to share that, and that's kind of my last thoughts and experiences and communications with Tytus before he left us.